Joe, welcome. How are you?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
Good, Joe. Joe, it's been fun to watch, and you have been managing this like every game is a wild card playoff game. It's been fun to watch because there's not much of a margin of error here.
No, there isn't. I think that's why we're doing it. And, there's going to be some days where maybe I don't have a reliever, but I think I have everyone again tonight, and we'll manage it that way.
You have to do that. I mean, how tough a decision last night, or was it not that tough to bring Mariano in for a four-out save?
It wasn't too tough. When I saw that Robbie was having some trouble, I told him to get Mo up. And you can't worry about the next day because you don't know what situation you're going to be in necessarily. And I know we're in a long stretch of games, and Robbie's going to be extremely important to us. And for whatever reason, he just didn't have it last night.
Do you sense, as you now have, and you have done a superb job with this team this year, going through all these different stages of players, right now you have depth, you have professional hitters, and you have a lineup that's really clicking. Must be fun to manage.
Yeah, it's different. They're able to grind out at bats. I mean, you can look at the game the other night where we were down and we came back and scored 5. I mean, they were just really good at bats. Great
at bats. 2 strike, 2 out, really good at bats, yes.
And even the out that Reynolds made was a long at bat. It was like a 9-pitch at bat. And we're a different team than we were in July and in June. And it is fun to watch these guys do their work. Yeah,
the flexibility and doing it with the home run, of course, but also without the home run, Joe. A lot of 2-out hits. There seems to be just a nice feeling. You get an idea that this is a very together team right now and a team that feels pretty confident that they can score runs.
I would agree with you, because we've done it in different ways. We've done it early. We've done it late. We've come from behind. And that always gives an offense a good feeling, and it also gives your pitching staff a good feeling.
Do you have any issues juggling everybody here, or is everybody okay? Is everybody, everyone invested to where they understand that it is what it is right now, and that's it?
I think they are, and it's tough at times because we have a lot of guys that have accomplished a whole lot in their career, and we have guys with 4,000 hits. We have silver sluggers, all-stars that at times sit, but they understand it's for the good of the cause, and they're pinching in when they need to, and they understand.
In your wildest imagination, could you have ever expected Soriano to be this good?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you look at what he did in the month of August. I mean, it's truly incredible. I mean, for anyone to have that type of month, that's an MVP candidate. The type of month that he put up. So I don't think I could have imagined it, but it sure was nice.
It's amazing. The guy has played 37 games for the Yankees and knocked in 40 runs, which is unbelievable. I mean, it really is a remarkable run for Soriano, and it has really energized this team, as have the play of a lot of other guys. And now it's nice to have some depth and some ability, righty-lefty, either way, to look down the bench and have somebody who can actually give you a quality at bat off the bench, too, huh?
Yeah, and we have guys that can come in off the bench and at times hit the ball at the ballpark as well. So our whole offense has changed since we've got most of our pieces back. The only piece we don't really have back is Tex, and we won't get him back, but it's really changed.
But I like Reynolds, too, because, Reynolds gives you flexibility. Plus, I tell you, he's played good defense, too. We know he can hit the ball out of the park, but he's done okay at third. He's done okay at first. He's been a nice addition.
He's been a really good addition, and he even played well at second the day we put him there. So we've been very pleased with him, and he's a dangerous hitter. Guys get on base. He puts long at bats on people, and he grinds out at bats. So we've been very pleased with him.
As you go down the stretch here, Joe, what can you get out of A-Rod and Jeter? And I think both their presence now, as we go down to the real tough time here, is important every day. I think the team likes and draws from them being in the lineup. I think they are important. How much can you push them down the stretch here?
I think I really have to just go day by day with these two guys, or a couple days at a time, and see where they're at. Try to DH them every once in a while. We're in this long stretch, which makes it more difficult on them and us in a sense. So if I have to give them 1 day off during this stretch or 2 days off, whatever it takes to get them through this stretch and keep them productive, we'll do.
They clearly want to play. We know that. Do they fight you for these days off now, or they understand?
No, they haven't said a word. So they understand that they need to play, and we're pushing, and we're doing everything we can to get a playoff spot.
All right. And clearly, a lot of it's going to come down. Now, the one thing that is a question is piecing together this rotation. Kuroda's been so brilliant all year. He just looks like he could be out of gas. If he's out of gas, there's not really much you can do, is there?
Well, you know what? He went through a month period last year and then got kind of, I don't know, second wind or whatever you want to call it, and was dynamite, the last couple weeks of the season and tremendous in the playoffs. So I'm hoping that's just kind of typical. Every pitcher goes through it where you have 3 or 4 starts that aren't so good, and then you get back on a roll. I thought his stuff was better the last start, and that's a good sign, and hopefully it just continues.
How about what you saw from CC last night? Better? Were you happier with CC last night?
I was happier. I mean, to get us into the 8th inning like that, especially after throwing 40 pitches in the first 2 innings and having a long first inning, I thought he did a really good job.
Clearly, something is still puzzling him because he spends a lot of the time talking to himself out there now, and you can see he's not happy where he is right now. So he is not where he thinks he should be, clearly, because he even left the mound muttering, and I know he wasn't muttering about coming out after throwing 111 pitches, but he clearly wasn't happy even with how he pitched in the 8th inning last night.
Right. I think he wanted to finish that inning, and I think that would have been a big step for him, and it probably frustrated him a little bit. And he didn't get hit real hard. He gave up a couple singles, but I just thought we got to the point where his pitch count was getting up there and we better get him out. But I am pleased with what he did last night, and as I said, I think that's a step in the right direction, and it's definitely got to continue if we're going to make noise.